you do your best work when you play very vulnerable characters. Like there's something about your capability of doing the vulnerable guy, and this seems like a guy that, you know, he's trying so hard to do everything right. Yeah, but he's very vulnerable, and it seems like everything he tries to do, he's just constantly faced with opposition and everything. Do you draw?
Well, it's not like the classic thing, like with, you know, the Chaplin characters or Keaton and all those characters, or Jacques Tati. You know, they're always
just like, can't catch a break.
They're always in over their head, you know, but they're powering through, you know. But
is there something about like playing these types of characters that maybe is more alluring to you than playing like a really strong guy? Or?
Yeah, the strong guys are. Yeah. You want to try to find, you know, as many dimensions in those guys as possible, but sometimes those characters are written with a lot of different dimension because they're servicing the material for a very specific reason. You know what I mean? You know, this is not the type of character normally people would come to me with, which I was always very pleased that Raymond thought of me for the part. You know. I'm not sure if he ran out of options or what, but that doesn't matter. You know, I'm lucky I got it, and I really related to him. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, and also the genre of supposedly of a comedic character is something that, you know, people normally think me of. It's a genre I'm very comfortable in, but just nobody. I've been typecast as other characters, so therefore, you know, always.
Do you like doing comedy?
Yes, very much.
You want to do more comedy?
Sure. Yeah. Good ones.
Yeah, no, this was great.
It's hard to find good, well-written comedies, you know.
I think your audition scene to me was that's definitely the highlight of the film. I was laughing. Plus, we all come from a background where we know kind of like how that stuff works, and it was just so fun watching you do the typical, you know, audition. But
it's terrible. It was a great opportunity to, as an actor, to be thrown into that situation. And it was a scene that was very well written. Yeah, Ray, throughout the movie, always let me embellish and kind of let the character live within it, and if I improvise and stuff. So he was always free for me to go, you know, wherever I needed to go in the moment, and he embraced that, which is great. And it was great to be thrown into that predicament. I could have played that scene for like on Broadway for 12 weeks. It doesn't matter. The Brando thing is an idea I had when I got the script. The character. When we introduced the character in the prison, he had in his little office, a cubicle in the prison, he had all these posters up on the wall of, you know, The Godfather and Scorsese and Mean Streets, and he had like the entire gamut of New York films and New York actors. And I said to Raymond, you know, first of all, I don't think this guy is comfortable enough to. I know you wrote him, but I don't see him being comfortable to letting anybody know that he wants to be an actor or he's enamored with this situation. That it should be a very private thing. And I don't think it should be, it's too many people, it's too diluted, you know. It should be one person, and it should be Brando, because all these guys on the wall are gods, but Brando is like Zeus, you know, he's like at the top of it all, and it's more identifiable to everybody. And he should have a little book that he carries around, he protects with his life, and God forbid anybody should see it. And then I said, at some point when my son is living in the boat shed, he should discover like the entire history of Brando in a box, you know, in VHSs, you know. So he shows that the guy is completely, you know, he reads the book in the toilet, he reads the book. Like there's a still of the movie, there's not an image, we took it out, but that I'm actually on the toilet with my pants down to my ankles reading the Brando biography, you know, in the bathroom. And then I said, we get to the audition out of complete inadequacy and being so nervous and being so out of his league that Brando, he channels Brando without even knowing he's doing it, because he's just like so nervous that the only thing he could think about good acting is Brando. So he's been watching him for so long that he kind of just is like an allergic reaction to the audition.
Well, and it's also a great throwback to the scene with Alan Arkin where he's talking about the pauses.
Well, I'm getting to that because it's an entry of evolution. So and Ray says, "What do you mean he does it in Brando impersonation?" This is in our first meeting. He goes, "Yeah." So I went, you know, and I did the thing for him, and he started laughing. He said, "Oh my God, that could be really funny." And I said, "I think it'll work." And he says, "Yeah." So he was a little unsure about it. I said, "We'll try it, and then we'll see." But I think it'll work. And then when I called Alan to be in the movie, first of all, he said something that touched me. I worked in another movie with Alan, and we were good friends. And you know, Alan is like a genius. I mean, he's one of the genial actors ever to grace the screen or the stage. And he's a great writer, and he's a director. And Alan said, "I'll do this movie. I love the script, you know, but I'm really doing it because I want people to see you in this part." because he could, having worked with him, he had, he knows me well, and he was just wanted me to have this opportunity, So then when he said, but I want to talk to the director, so I have an idea, and then he said to the director, this speech, Raymond had written a speech for the acting class, very good speech. But Alan said, I have this idea because I teach acting, and I have this thing about these pauses, and Ray said, just write it, right? Say whatever you want to say. You're a great writer. Just say it, do it. So he, being a great writer, understanding the story, he wrote this whole thing about pauses, but then channeled it through Brando to dismantle Brando right in front of me. So it even puts my character even in a deeper state of confusion. So that's just Alan knowing, what's good writing and what would contribute to the story on a deeper level. So not only did I have a hero, my teacher is dismantling him. Then this is a long story, but it's actually very funny. Then I said to Raymond, I said, what if Alan is in, when I get to this long acting line that you decide, what if he's in the line? What if my teacher is in the line rehearsing his lines?
I love that.
And Raymond said, oh, that's so funny, but that would entail Alan to stay an extra day, because he was only working one day inside the acting class. I said, well, I'll call him, who knows, there's no pressure, just ask him, So I said, Alan, I have an idea, and there's no pressure for you to do it, I just wanted to share it with you, but it would entail you staying one more day, because we had this idea, and Raymond has embraced it, but what if you were in the acting line, and this that wraps around the block, at some point we come to, and you're in the acting line rehearsing your lines, and without a beat, he went, because he has this very kind of voice, he laughs. And then he said, okay, and I figured, well, I think I got him, and he says, I'll do it. He says, that's very funny. I'll stay an extra day. And it's interesting, the audience is kind of sometimes really laugh at it, and sometimes you just go, oh.
Yeah.
They have this and
those are the actors in the audience.
And I just thought it would be great, because it's like my character sees his teacher in the line. He says, if my teacher's in the line, what chances do I have?
Yeah.
Zero.
Now you're working with your daughter in this movie too. Talk a little bit about that. And I mean, was there any pressure? I mean, coming from you've got this great history of acting, and obviously you don't want to sit there and tell her what to do. But I mean, was she ever looking to you for advice?
No, I mean, I think I've advised her along the way in her life, and just encouraging to prepare herself and act, take it seriously. But she's been acting since she's 5, studying and acting and studying and acting. And my middle daughter has had the same philosophy, and I don't have to look after her as an actress on a set. If I'm directing her, then I have a different responsibility. But on the set, we're colleagues,
Yeah.
And I look after her as an actor would look after a fellow actor.
Right.
As Juliana would look after me, or I would look after Jules. If I know Jules has to do an emotional scene, and she's out there and it's 3 a.m, and it's her close-up in the end of the movie, and the sun's coming up, and she's got a couple takes to nail this thing, and she's looking at me off camera, well, if I let her down, she's up Schitt's Creek. And the vice versa, if she lets me down, if her energy drops or she's not there with me, I got no performance.
Yeah.
So it's my job as an actor to go, I know what you need, let's go, come on. And I'll give her as much as I can so she can stay connected to what she needs to do. And that's how I would look after Dominique, and that's how she would look after me.
Was there any trepidation, you being a father, about some of the source material and the kind of character she was playing?
I mean, ideally, I'd rather she not be hanging
Sure.
upside down in a pole. But it's a PG-13 movie.
You weren't on the set that day.
No, I didn't go to the set. And you didn't read the production notes. It says there, when that scene comes up, please everybody tie your shoe.
Yeah. Can you tell us real quickly about Hemingway and Fuentes, that you're writing?
It's written already, and I'll keep writing, as all scripts, keep evolving. But Hillary Hemingway is my partner. She's Ernest's niece, and we've written a movie that takes place over the last 10 years of his life. And the main relationships during that time of Gregorio Fuentes, which is the captain of his boat, Mary Welsh, and an actress, a muse he had, a young girl named Adriana Ivancic. And I'll be directing the movie and producing and playing Gregorio, and Sir Anthony Hopkins has attached himself to playing Hemingway, and Ned Benning has been offered the part of Mary Welsh, and she's expressed interest in that. So, but I'm trying to raise the money so I can call him and say, when are you available? I got the money, when can we start? So I'm in process.
That'd be fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.